Have you ever had a moment, maybe late at night, when you blink a few times and realize, my eyes don't see the way they used to? Maybe the room looks darker than it should. Maybe the words on the page start swimming. Or you suddenly struggle to recognize something across the room. And you think to yourself, is it just age? Or is something deeper going on? Or maybe you've seen it in someone you love. A parent. A grandparent. They reach for their glasses more often. They squint at the TV. They say, hold on, my eyes need a moment. And sometimes, they smile it off. But deep down you know it worries them. Because when the eyes change, life changes. Now imagine this. Imagine if I told you that one simple spoonful of a natural nighttime food, something safe, gentle, and surprisingly ordinary, may help support your eyes while you sleep. Even at 70, even at 80, even at 90 years old. Would you believe that? Most people don't. Not until they learn why the eyes repair themselves differently at night. And why certain nutrients work better while you're resting than during the day. And here's the thing, when you truly understand the way the aging eye works, suddenly everything starts to make sense. The blurriness, the dryness, the nighttime struggles, even those tiny halos around streetlights. Vision loss isn't just about the eyes getting older. It affects your entire life. It affects your independence, when you can't move confidently in your own home. It affects your safety, when you struggle to judge steps, curbs, or uneven floors. It affects your emotions, when reading, sewing, or watching your favorite shows become stressful instead of enjoyable. I've spent years as a health specialist watching how vision decline slowly steals a person's confidence. And I've also seen how tiny changes, small habits, gentle nighttime routines, can bring back a surprising level of comfort and clarity. Because helping someone you love see clearly again isn't just about eyesight. It's about dignity. It's about confidence. It's about giving them back a little piece of their world. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. By the end of this video you're going to discover the nighttime nutrient most seniors never get enough of. Why taking it before bed may support overnight eye repair. 5 hidden signs your eyes may be aging faster than you realize. And simple steps you can start using tonight to protect your vision for years to come. You're going to learn things no one explains clearly, but every senior deserves to know. But before we dig in, do me a small favor. If you care about protecting your vision, or the vision of someone you deeply love, go ahead and comment vision below. And of course, make sure you subscribe to Live Long and Happy. Because that's exactly what we help you do: live longer, live healthier, and live happier, one simple habit at a time. Alright, let's begin. Now, let's talk about the very first hidden sign your eyes may be trying to warn you about. Sign number 1, nighttime blurriness. Picture this for a moment. An elderly grandmother sitting at the edge of her bed after a long day. She reaches for her Bible, or her Quran, the same book she has read with comfort for decades. The same familiar pages. The same stories that have carried her through life. But tonight, the letters look different. They look softer, foggier, almost like someone breathed warm air over the page. She blinks. She adjusts her glasses. She wipes them clean, thinking maybe it's just a smudge. But no matter what she tries, the text stays blurry. Not during the day, only at night. Almost as if her eyes are telling her, we're tired, we're struggling, we need help. This is one of the earliest signs your eyes give you. And most people ignore it because they assume it's nothing but old age. But as someone who has spent years studying senior vision and eye health, I can tell you, there's more happening behind the scenes. As we age, the cornea and the retina, the 2 parts of the eye responsible for clarity, don't repair themselves as quickly as they once did. During sleep, your eyes go through a natural process of restoration. But that process slows down with age. And the eyes start requiring more support, especially at night. You see, the eyes rely heavily on antioxidants, omega fatty acids, and vitamin A to rebuild and repair the delicate cells that help you focus. When your body doesn't have enough of these nutrients at bedtime, the eyes go into the night underpowered. And when they wake up, or when you try to read before sleep, they struggle to deliver clear vision. Most families look at nighttime blurriness and say, well, that's just part of getting older. Nothing we can do. But the truth is, that's not entirely accurate. Because while aging does play a role, certain natural nutrients, especially when taken in the evening, can help support the eye's overnight repair system. They don't cure anything, but they can make the visual world feel sharper, more comfortable, and less frustrating. If you've ever watched someone rub their eyes at night or squint at the TV, or struggle to read something they love, you know how heartbreaking it can be. That's why tiny adjustments can make such a big difference. Something as simple as using a warm, soft reading lamp instead of a harsh bright light. Or giving your eyes 5 minutes to relax before bed. Or adding a nutrient-rich snack, like a spoon of omega-rich seeds or berries, can genuinely support nighttime eye comfort. These little habits matter. And if you've noticed nighttime blurriness in yourself, or someone close to you, just comment yes below. You'd be surprised how many people have the exact same experience. And remember, blurred vision at night is just the beginning. Your eyes give early warnings in more than one way. Because blurred letters are one thing. But what happens when your eyes can't keep up with the changes in light? Let's talk about that. Sign number 2, difficulty adjusting from light to dark. Have you ever watched an elderly loved one step from a bright living room into a dim hallway, and suddenly stop? Not because they're unsure where to go, but because their eyes need time, sometimes a long time, to adjust. Or maybe a grandfather walks outside at dusk, and while everyone else sees perfectly fine, he squints, hesitates, almost freezes for a moment, as if his eyes are still trying to catch up to the darker environment. This moment, right here, tells you something very real about the state of the eyes. Inside your retina, there are special cells called photoreceptors. Their job is simple. They help your eyes shift from light to dark, and from dark to light, like tiny switches flicking on and off. But these little switches rely heavily on certain nutrients, especially zinc and vitamin A. Without them, the adjustment becomes slower, and slower, and slower, until eventually the senior feels like the world is dimming around them. Many families assume this is just slow reflexes. They shrug it off. They laugh it away. They say, "Oh, you know how it is, older eyes just take their time." But the truth is, this is often a sign that the retinal cells themselves are struggling. Not failing. Not dying. Just undernourished, overworked, and asking for help. The good news is this is one of the easiest signs to support and manage. Simple things like taking gentle evening walks, letting the eyes naturally transition between different lighting conditions, can strengthen them over time. Warm compresses can relax the muscles around the eyes. Balanced evening meals rich in nutrients can give nighttime repair the boost it needs. Little habits, big effects. That's how senior health works. And listen, if this information is helping you, then don't wait. I'm serious. Go ahead and subscribe to Live Long and Happy right now. What? Because this channel is dedicated to exactly this, practical, compassionate elder health guidance. And if you honestly don't want to subscribe, then tell us why in the comments. We're genuinely curious. Your feedback helps us understand our community better. Now, vision that blurs at night is one thing. Vision that struggles to adjust to darkness is another. But the next sign? This is the one most seniors ignore until it becomes almost impossible to overlook. Let's talk about it. Sign number 3, constant eye dryness or burning. Have you ever watched an elderly father sit in his favorite chair trying to relax, but he keeps rubbing his eyes over and over? Not once, not twice, but constantly. He blinks hard. He presses the corners of his eyes with his fingertips. He sighs and says something like, "Ah, must be dust," or, "These eyes are just irritated today." And you want to believe him. You want to think it's just the weather, or a little dryness from the fan, or something simple. But deep down you notice a pattern. It's happening more often. At home, in the car, even when he wakes up in the morning. And it's not just dust. It's not just air. It's his eyes working harder than they should. As someone who specializes in senior eye health, I can tell you this with confidence. Eye dryness is one of the most overlooked signs of aging vision. You see, tear glands age just like every other part of the body. They get weaker. They produce fewer tears. And the tears they do produce may not have the same quality they used to. It's like trying to keep a window clean with less and less water. Eventually the glass becomes harder to see through. The burning, the stinging, the scratchy feeling, these aren't random. They happen because the eye no longer has enough moisture to protect the delicate surface. And without moisture, the eye becomes more sensitive to light, wind, screens, and even simple blinking. Now here's where most families get it wrong. They buy eye drops. Sometimes several different types. And they use them constantly, thinking they're fixing the problem. But the truth is, eye drops don't always address the deeper issue. Some of them only offer temporary relief. And in many cases, overusing them can make the eyes even lazier in producing natural tears. The real support system for dryness begins inside the body, not outside. Omega fatty acids, especially omega-3s, play an important role in maintaining healthy tear production and eye moisture. And seniors often don't get nearly enough of them, especially in the evening when the body prepares for repair. A spoonful of the right nighttime nutrient, whether it's chia seeds, flaxseed oil, a small blend of berries, or another natural source, can help give the eyes what they need to stay comfortable through the night. And there are simple practical things you can try too. Warm compresses. Not hot, just warm enough to relax the eyelids and help oil glands function better. Staying hydrated throughout the day. Eating meals that support moisture, foods rich in healthy fats, leafy greens, and antioxidants. None of these are dramatic. But in senior health, the smallest changes often create the biggest improvement. If you're still with me right now, type health in the comments. It lets me know you're learning something new about your eyes, and that you care enough to protect your vision or someone else's. Now, dryness is subtle. But the next sign? This one is even more surprising. Sign number 4, seeing halos around lights. Have you ever heard a grandmother say something like, "Why do all the headlights look like little glowing rings now?" Or maybe she's walking through the house at night and every light bulb has this soft, circular glow around it, almost like a tiny rainbow. She thinks it's just glare. She thinks maybe her glasses are dirty. She might even clean them 5 or 6 times, only to realize the halos are still there. Seeing halos around lights is one of the clearest ways the eyes tell you something is changing. It often has to do with the lens of the eye becoming a bit cloudier than before, or the cornea losing its smoothness. Both of these structures need antioxidants, especially at night, to stay clean, clear, and comfortable. When those nutrients run low, the light coming into the eye scatters instead of focusing neatly. That scattering is what creates the halo effect. Not dangerous in the early stages, but definitely a sign worth paying attention to. And here's the mistake many seniors make. Instead of addressing the root cause, they simply avoid night driving altogether. They say, no, I don't drive after dark anymore. And while that might feel safer, it also means the issue is quietly getting worse, not better. The truth is, there are simple nighttime habits that make a difference. Switching to softer indoor lighting instead of harsh white bulbs. Avoiding screens for at least an hour before bed so the eyes don't strain. And eating foods rich in antioxidants, like berries, leafy greens, or a gentle evening spoon of nutrient-dense blends, to help support nighttime clarity. These choices don't repair the eye overnight, but they absolutely support the parts of the eye that control focus and clarity. And if you appreciate this kind of senior health guidance, then give this video a like. It tells the algorithm that you care about wellness, and it helps others find this information too. But seriously, why haven't you subscribed to Live Long and Happy yet? If you haven't, tell us why in the comments. Unless you're already part of the family, in which case you already know how much we appreciate you. Now, seeing halos is important. But the final sign we're about to talk about? This is the one almost everyone dismisses, until it starts affecting daily life. Let's take a look. Sign number 5, frequent headaches when reading. Now, this one is often the most confusing for families because it doesn't start with vision problems, it starts with discomfort. And you'll hear it in the quietest moments. Picture this. An elderly loved one sits down with their favorite devotional book or a newspaper or maybe a letter from a grandchild. They begin reading with excitement because these are the moments that bring joy. But after just 10 minutes they pause. Their eyebrows tighten. One hand moves slowly to the forehead. And they say that familiar phrase. I feel some pressure here. Most people brush it off. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you didn't sleep well. Maybe it's just stress. But in reality, this kind of headache, especially when it appears during reading, is often the eyes sending a quiet warning. You see, as we age, the tiny muscles inside the eyes, the ones responsible for focusing, shifting between distances, and handling small print, tire out faster. And when those muscles don't get the nutrients they need, they struggle. They strain. They overwork themselves just to keep the words clear. That extra effort builds tension, and that tension travels straight into the forehead. And here's something many people don't realize. Blue light sensitivity gets worse with age. Even soft indoor lights or phone screens can trigger fatigue much quicker than before. The eyes simply don't filter harsh light the way they used to, and that sudden pressure or aching sensation is the body saying, please, slow down. I need support. But there's a misconception here. Most families think, it's just stress, or maybe they need a nap. But no. Many times it's actually the eyes asking for nourishment, hydration, and gentler visual conditions. Seniors often won't complain directly about their vision, but the headaches tell the story for them. So here's what helps. Use larger, clearer font sizes. Make sure the room has warm, soft lighting instead of bright, cool-toned bulbs. Reduce screen time in the evening and encourage nighttime habits that support eye recovery. Things like antioxidant-rich foods, omega-friendly snacks, and hydration before bed. These may help ease some of that tension over time. Now, if you're still with me and you're learning something new today, here's your little action step. If you'll try one of these tips tonight, comment, trying it below. Because even the smallest habit can make a difference. Now, let's talk about the part you've truly been waiting for. The simple nighttime habit that may help support aging eyes from the inside out. The nighttime food that supports eye repair. Alright, now let's get into the part that so many of you wait for, the moment where everything suddenly clicks together. Because after understanding all those subtle signs your eyes have been whispering, you deserve to know what simple habit may help them recover when the world finally goes quiet at night. You see, the eyes do most of their repairing while you sleep. That's when the body sends nutrients to the cornea, to the retina, to the tiny muscles that have been straining all day. But the truth is, many seniors go to bed with eyes that are tired, dry, undernourished, and overwhelmed. And when that happens, the repair process struggles. It slows down. Sometimes it even pauses. But here's the encouraging part. Giving the eyes a little help before bed can make a world of difference for comfort, clarity, and fatigue. So here's the nighttime habit many people overlook. Just 1 spoon of a natural, nourishing food that gently supports the eyes while you sleep. Now, you can choose the option that feels right for your body, or the body of someone you love. For some, it might be 1 spoon of chia seeds soaked in warm water, letting those tiny seeds release their soothing gel that supports hydration and provides gentle omega fats. For others, 1 spoon of raw honey may be the comfort their system responds to, rich in antioxidants the eyes quietly appreciate. Another option is 1 spoon of flaxseed oil, a natural source of omega-3s that helps the eyes feel less dry, less strained, and more supported overnight. And for seniors who prefer something soft and familiar, 1 spoon of carrot puree or a simple mixed berry blend can offer the nighttime antioxidants aging eyes often miss during the day. None of these are magic. They aren't miracle cures. They won't suddenly give you the eyesight you had at 20. But what they can do is offer natural support your body already understands. They help the eyes feel nourished instead of exhausted. They help the tears feel smoother instead of scratchy. They help the nightly repair process feel less like a struggle and more like the healing rhythm your body was designed for. And here's where things get interesting, because people always ask, which one is the most powerful? Well, that depends. Some 80-year-olds respond incredibly well to omega fats. Some 70-year-olds feel more comfort with berries. Others swear by honey because it helps them sleep deeper, and deeper sleep means better overnight repair. The truth is, every senior's body speaks a different language. What works beautifully for one person might be only mildly helpful for another. And that's where the journey gets personal. That's where the comment section becomes a goldmine of shared wisdom. So try one. Notice how your eyes feel in the morning. And if it helps, even a little, write your experience below so others can learn from you. Because the body is always communicating. Sometimes all it needs is a spoonful of support before the lights go out. You know, when we talk about eyesight, it's not just about vision. It's about life. It's about independence. It's about being able to move around safely, to read messages from loved ones, to see faces clearly, to enjoy the world without fear. Vision decline can be terrifying, especially for seniors who've spent their whole lives being strong, capable, and self-reliant. And when the eyes begin to dim, it can feel like life is shrinking too. Tasks that used to be simple suddenly become risky. The steps look steeper. The room feels darker. The world becomes a little less familiar. But here's the beautiful part. Fear can turn into preparedness the moment you understand what's happening. Because now you recognize the early signs. You know what blurriness at night really means. You know why adjusting from light to dark feels slower. You understand what dry, burning eyes are trying to say. You understand the halos, the evening headaches, the strain. And you know that small nighttime choices, just a spoonful of the right support, can make a meaningful difference in how the eyes repair overnight. So tonight, don't just watch this and move on. Take a moment. Check on someone you love. Ask them how their eyes have been feeling. Ask them about reading, about night vision, about headaches. Because that one simple question could open a doorway to better comfort, better confidence, and better days ahead. Share this video with anyone who might be experiencing these struggles quietly. Sometimes people don't talk about their fears, but they feel relieved when someone else brings it up gently. And remember, even at 70, 80, or 90 years old, change is possible. The eyes may age, but they don't give up. Comfort can return. Clarity can improve. And life can feel brighter, safer, and more joyful again, with just a few caring habits and a little awareness. Now, let's wrap up everything we've learned today. Let's do a quick recap just to make sure these signs stay fresh in your mind. First, nighttime blurriness. Second, slow adjustment from bright to dim light. Third, eye dryness or burning that seems to appear out of nowhere. Fourth, seeing halos around lights, especially at night. And fifth, those frustrating headaches that come when reading or focusing for just a few minutes. And of course, the simple nighttime nutrients that can support the eyes while you sleep, giving them what they need to feel less strained in the morning. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these signs have you noticed in an elderly loved one? Share your experience in the comments. What you write might be the exact thing another family needs to hear. And if you want more natural, gentle, and practical senior health videos just like this one, go ahead and subscribe to Live Long and Happy. We post new guidance every single week, simple advice that helps you care for the people who matter most. Thank you for spending this time with me. Truly. Stay healthy, stay hopeful, and stay connected to the ones you love. I'll see you in the next video.